Welcome back to another episode of Gas Presents Sports for the Culture, man. I'm your host, T Boogie. This is episode 22. We got a good slate for you tonight, man. It's a lot to talk about. A lot of football being played, man. Hope you did good in your fantasy. But before we get into all that, let me introduce the squad, man. Top left, introduce yourself.
Hey, what up, folks? It's Scruff Lion. Y'all know what time it is. Same time, same place every week. Guys, we about to bring y'all with that heat. We had a whole bunch of good NFL topics, and we got some other good heat coming for you. So it's gonna be a good show.
Hey, for sure. Top right, introduce yourself.
It's your boy, Lord. It was a tough start this week, man. Went to my Giants take that fucking L, but I'm here. I'm happy. Fantasy football started. Rome took an L from me, or at least one L from me this week. We'll get to it.
Hey, I feel you. Let me go to the bottom left. The only guy that had a winning club this week, man. Bottom left, introduce
It's your boy Rome. If you don't know by now, that's Young Rome 22 on social media. And man, how about that team, man? That football team, you know? Scruff, how did it feel losing to the nameless team, baby? The Washington football team on top right now. You can just refer to us as 1-0. 1-0. That's what you can call us for the rest of the show.
I'm not even gonna speak on that team, actually.
Hey, on that note, man, let's just jump into the biggest news of Week 1 football. What's your biggest takeaways from Week 1? I think it's only right we go to Rome. His team got the W. What's your biggest takeaway from Week 1?
8 sacks, man. That's my biggest takeaway. That Washington D-line is a real legit threat. Y'all knew I was going to come to the Washington football team. I had to do it. Bryce ain't here, so I had to represent in some way. But yeah, man, my biggest takeaway is that Washington D-line is something serious. And if you didn't know, you just got put on notice. Scruff can tell you Carson Wentz had a hard day. He's probably still flinching and having nightmares after that rough day at FedEx. I mean, Kerrigan had 2 sacks. Chase Young got 1.5. Ioannidis was in there. Allen, Payne, like literally everybody on the D-line was up there. John Bostic was getting sacks on Carson Wentz, man. So my biggest takeaway from NFL's opening weekend is that Washington's front seven is more than legit. They have arrived, and they're going to make noise all season long.
So you don't think this is maybe a small sample size, or maybe the Eagles just didn't come to play?
No, I don't think it's a small sample size. I know a lot of their players got hurt during the game. You know, some people saying, oh, the offensive line wasn't at full strength and all that. Well, I watched the play where Deron Payne knocked Jason Kelsey right back into Byron Scott or Boston Scott or whatever Scott you got back there running the ball. And that play got blown up by Montez Sweat. So you can name all the first-round picks, and you can throw Matt Ioannidis in there too. This defensive line is not a facade. It's not a mirage. This is the real deal. And Kyler Murray is about to find out next weekend.
Hey, you guys look good. Hopefully you guys fare better against Kyler than my 49ers did. Scruff, he's taking a lot of shots at you, man. I'm not asking you to rebuttal, but you know what I'm saying? What's your biggest takeaway?
Well, honestly, my biggest takeaway wasn't really anything to do with the Washington game. But since we taking shots, I will say that, I mean, it's just 1 week, relax. And then what I will say is that, it's like literally the whole offensive line on the right side, the dude that was right guard, he wasn't even on the roster at the beginning of the season, bro. Like, so come on, man. Y'all getting hype on that. I respect it. Y'all defensive line is serious. But, like, come on, man. Relax. It's just 1 week. So I'm not too worried about it. Plus, Carson gave the game away. That's not my biggest takeaway, though. That's probably the most disgusting part of the entire weekend. But my biggest takeaway, man, first of all, there's a lot of parity in the NFL, man. So I'm taking that right away. So I've seen the Bengals give the Chargers a game. I like what I've seen from young Burrow. I've seen Kyler Murray go out there and do his thing. I've seen the Cowboys blow another game. And I think my biggest takeaway is Aaron Rodgers. I got to talk about Aaron Rodgers, man. Aaron Rodgers fried him up big time. And he was just making sure he let y'all know. If y'all didn't already check the post, shout out my man Scribble. He let y'all know early. He said, Aaron Rodgers is not messing around this season. And he sure enough proved that he wasn't messing around. So he's going to be carving people up all season. That's my biggest takeaway. You better be watching out for the Packers.
I mean, it definitely looked like drafting Jordan Love lit a fire under Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he was throwing dimes out there. Speaking of dimes, man, what's good, G? Danny Dimes, what's your biggest takeaway from week 1?
My biggest takeaway is look how slow these teams are starting without preseason games. Like, look how bad Tom Brady look. He looks aged against that team defense. Look at how a bunch of these teams started playing. They started off real slow. You got Aaron Rodgers looking like the second coming of Aaron Rodgers again against that Vikings defense. Even though Aaron Rodgers got the carve, that Vikings secondary bunch of rookies. Like I get it, but damn, Aaron Rodgers looked like a real bad man. You got the MVP race between Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson right now, where they both went crazy this weekend. And then shit, the Giants,
MVP race week 1.
Between those two, as of so far, the way they came out.
What about Lamar Jackson?
Want to throw? Yeah, I think no, hell no, man. I still think those two had a better weekend. That Sunday themselves. Look, I think. I believe if I'm looking at the stats correctly. I believe Russell Wilson only had like 4 drop passes. I believe it was 31 of 35 complete passes, 31 complete passes to 35. So that's 4 drop passes.
Yeah,
so
man.
4 incompletions in total. You're talking about this man is finally going to win his MVP between him and Aaron Rodgers in my mind. And then my takeaway as a Giants fan, I like how the defense came to play. And then I like how Danny Dimes came to play, except for those interceptions. But shit, my one takeaway as a Giants fan right now is that offensive line, man. They making my man Saquon Barkley looking like some fucking 5th round pick. And shout out to the Browns though, because technically they could have had my man Saquon Barkley, but they went ahead with Baker Mayfield.
Saquon got outrushed by Big Ben, but you brought up an interesting point with saying that some of these guys started off slow. You mentioned Brady. Do we all feel like maybe that the preseason hurt Brady and a few other guys more than it hurt a few others? Because Rodgers and not Rivers, hell no, not Rivers, but Rodgers and Wilson came out firing. You think that slowed Brady down?
Yeah, if you think about it, right? I think it did, because think about it. Those guys they're playing the offense for multiple years now. This is Aaron Rodgers' second year in that offense, right? So now he already knows certain plays already. So he's calling it. Now you're talking about Tom Brady, where he didn't get to play against any team. So he's trying to figure it out as he goes. And look at Grunt. Grunt looks terrible. I don't even think Grunt catch the ball this whole week. Unless those
it's worth noting that I think O.J. Howard ran more passing routes than Gronk. But again, it could be a situation of not having that preseason. Rome, you said you don't think it hurt Brady?
Nah, Brady's a 20-year pro. He doesn't need preseason. I mean, I guess you could say it hurt him in the sense of him being on a new team. He could have used a little bit of live game action to iron out some of those wrinkles. But they would have had those struggles regardless once it started, because he wouldn't have been playing more than a half or a quarter or so in preseason anyway. So I don't think preseason would have made a difference for Brady. I think this is going to be a slow start, if you will, for Brady. It might take a month or so before they really get rolling. But once they get rolling, man, look out. I'm telling you, I still got the Bucs winning the South.
I don't know, man. You're saying it didn't matter, and then you're saying he needs 4 games. I saw a lot of people on Twitter saying Brady looked like a white Jameis.
They got crazy, man. They were getting over. There was so many overreactions on Twitter, man, with that game. Like, literally, by halftime, they were calling him Jameis Winston. Like, come on, man. First of all, Tom Brady, he doesn't operate in the first half of games. Nor does he really operate in the first half of seasons like that. This man always gets the time to get things rolling. Yeah, preseason hurt. Continuity, man, is one of the biggest takeaways I have from this weekend, too, man. You're going to see teams doing well early, teams that have been in – already have the rapport with their players. You got guys that are put in new systems, new towns with new players all around, and that's literally what I keep saying Tampa Bay, but it just sounds too right. That's literally what Tampa Bay is. It's literally a whole bunch of mismatched pieces they just threw together on paper. So like that's not it. It takes time to build that kind of chemistry, man. I like what they have though, but it's gonna take time, man. Especially Brady old ass. Come on, man.
I agree. It's going to take time for Brady to kind of get up to speed, and he's a back end of the season guy in my opinion. I'm gonna throw y'all a curveball real quick. We just had your biggest takeaway. Who was the most? What disappointed you the most in week 1? Who let you down the most?
Good question.
Give you time to think about it. I'm gonna tell you who let me down. I didn't have him on my fantasy team, but I really thought Phillip Rivers was going to play a little better, man. I honestly thought he was going to come out and just do something. And really, he's the white Jameis Winston. Honestly, I think Jameis Winston might be better than Rivers at this point. But again, maybe not having that preseason really, everybody's working the rust off. But what do you guys think? Who disappointed you this week?
Saquon Barkley for me, fantasy-wise, Saquon Barkley, because that offensive line was just fucking dead awful when it came to the run plays. Like, Jesus Christ. At one point, he was like, what, -6 yards? I was just like, what the fuck am I watching? Like, it was terrible for Saquon. This is like Saquon's worst game this year, I think. Or it is going to be his worst game this year, I think, because all he could do is go up. He had great plays here and there, but Jesus Christ, that Giants offensive line, when it comes to playing the run game, it's terrible.
Yeah, if you were relying on Saquon this week, you might have took an L. You might be 0-1 if you were relying on Saquon. And anybody else disappointed this week?
The biggest disappointment for me was DeAndre Swift, man. When he dropped that pass in the end zone, man, that hurt.
Man.
That made a difference on my pick'em. Made a difference in a lot of people's fantasies. If you had Matt Stafford, if you had DeAndre Swift, that one hurt. But it probably didn't hurt anyone more than Lions fans and those actual players, because that was the game right there.
I'm glad you brung that up, man. If you don't know out there, we have a Gas Sports Pick'em where you can follow us week to week. We're gonna post it. We're gonna let you guys know what we did. And who do you guys think had the best week? I'm gonna stop for a couple seconds, let you think. Out of the whole squad, who you guys think had the best week?
I don't know. It wasn't me, unfortunately.
It was none other than Mr. Big Leaguer himself. Mr. Big Leaguer with 12 correct picks. I mean, that's pretty impressive for week 1. 12 correct picks, man.
How many did I have?
Oh my God.
Hey, G, you did pretty good too. You had 11 and you didn't pick the Thursday night game. So you probably would have went Chief. You probably would have 12 with Bryce. I mean, hats off to both of you guys. Me, Rome, and Scruff are, bringing up the rear. We had 9, But it's only week 1. And
week 1's a wild week.
It's a wild week.
Week 1 is a wild week.
I would tell you bet with me, even though I only got 9. But let's see how week 2 goes for everybody. But
follow me on Instagram. I got the picks, baby. If I would have picked the Thursday game, it would have been me.
Hey, shout out to Bryce though, man. He was brave with his picks, man. That was a nice little way of picking, man. He didn't overthink none of those picks. I can tell he really went with his heart over his head.
I mean, that Thursday game, that Chiefs and Texans, man. We honestly probably should have started there, but that was the game that decided between G and Bryce being tied and Bryce having first place. So, you know what I'm saying? Mr. Big Leaguer, right now, you got the crown.
I didn't pick, ladies and gentlemen. I did not get a chance to pick. I was still at work. As far as the activity of Bryce beat, this is technicality. That's the reason why he won. Put an asterisk
on it.
Hey, number 1 availability is whatever they say.
Hey, do we have any bold predictions for week 2 or potentially the season? Any bold predictions?
Oh, I got a bold prediction. A bold prediction. I'm taking it right back to Washington, baby. Chase Young, the sack record for rookies. It stands at 14.5. Currently, my man needs 13.5 to get there. It's happening.
Who has that record? Is it Alden Smith?
Javion Clowney, I believe, or Javon Curse. Javon Curse.
He's gonna break it.
So 2020 is happening. I'm calling it now. That's my bold prediction for the year. Chase Young's breaking the rookie sack record. I'm not going to say he's going to shatter it. He'll probably top out around 15.5. So he's not going to crush it.
He could be a generational talent. I hope he does do it. That would be exciting for the city. What about you, Scruff? Who you got?
My prediction is I don't know if you call this an upset, but I'm liking this Thursday matchup. Never have I been excited to watch a Cleveland Browns Cincinnati Bengals game, but I will say that I am somewhat excited for this quarterback matchup, partially because Joe Burrow impressed me the first weekend. I think he might be the truth. And Baker Mayfield is literally the anti-truth. So it's going to be a great matchup. of basically a quarterback that has all his mechanics and all his shit together and is just a rookie versus a dude that's literally just falling apart right before our eyes. I feel terrible for them guys. But yeah,
I don't know,
that's
man.
my biggest prediction. Bengals over the Browns.
Bengals over the Browns?
Bengals over the Browns. Pick them. Joe Burrow gets his first dub. Probably going to throw down by at least 2 or 3 TDs, I'd say, as well.
Hey, I'm riding with you on that one,
parlay
man.
Those.
I'm riding with you on that. Bengals over the Browns on Thursday.
Okay.
What you got, G?
My surprise pick of the week is going to be the Las Vegas Raiders over the Saints this week. I think.
Ooh, I like it.
Raiders are gonna run that momentum. No, there's not gonna be no Michael Thomas to be there with Drew Brees and Alvin Kamara. So I really think the Oakland Raiders are gonna come out and play one more time. Josh Jacobs is gonna be the man again. I got the Oakland Raiders winning this weekend. Winning Monday night's game.
Let me throw in a quick bold prediction, man. And there really no statistical basis for this one. It's just a gut feeling. I'm taking the Texans next week over the Ravens. I like what Lamar Jackson did week 1, but I think Deshaun Jackson needs a win bad. This feels like a must win for him. I know it's only second week, but it kind of feels like a must win for Deshaun Watson. So I'm taking the Texans next week.
Okay. All right, we got some hot picks over here. So yeah, okay. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and keep it pushing. On to the next topic. Actually, kind of a transition. Really, we still talking NFL, but I don't know about y'all, man. But forgot about it for a second in the midst of all the great football that we got to watch this weekend. So I definitely wanted to dive into the football after a long wait for football. But I couldn't help but think and feel. And I don't know if y'all saw my article, but I couldn't help but notice the tremendous amount of booing that was being heard over top of the quote unquote moment of silence for unity that the NFL tried to display. But it's just something that's been on my mind, and I was kind of curious about what the fellas thought or what y'all think about that whole situation. So jump ball. I just what y'all thoughts were about that situation and how that made y'all feel.
I mean, I'm
not surprised.
Go ahead, G. Go ahead, G.
For me, not surprised. We're talking about this country is a great country. Don't get me wrong. I come from immigrant parents that came over here, to better our lives. But we're talking about a country back in the days where, they were yelling, trying to set dogs on a child that was trying to get a better education, to an all-white school, We're talking about a country that they still think it's about white America, still think it's about white America, and they don't think about it as a whole, you know what I mean? We all here have relatives that serve this country, whether they're black or brown, and, they even look at the soldiers as less. Look how long it took them to at least recognize our soldiers of color. And am I surprised that these fans are booing? No. Am I tired of it? Yeah. No, because, we all want an equal share in this country. That's why we come to this country. And, eventually, do you get sick and tired of it? Hell yeah. Why not, man? Because, come on now. How many of us don't wake up every morning and are great citizens? And just because they want to value us because of the skin tone that we're blessed to have. Come on now. At this point, it's just ridiculous. People need to understand that it's deeper than what they think of it. At this point, it's just it's ridiculous.
Yeah, man. Ridiculous is the word. And but honestly, I'm not surprised. I mean, essentially what happened was, I guess the Texans stayed in the locker room during both anthems, right? They did the Black National Anthem too. Texans stayed in the locker room. They come out, they link arms, stretching from end zone to end zone, and just take a moment of silence for unity. You know what I'm saying? Now, and people booed that. And there's a particular demographic in this country that is always going to boo that, and you can bet on that. They've been booing or voicing their displeasure, showing it with their actions, words, policies, etc. since, the inception of the country. So I'm not surprised at all. I'm not sure why other people are surprised. Maybe they're not surprised. Maybe they're just upset, and that's how it's manifesting as surprise. But I mean, it's just it's just something that exists in this country, and it's just this undertone and undercurrent to everything. And it was on Front Street right there. Things have changed, but not enough.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna be kind of brief with it. My thoughts on the whole booing thing. Like, first, it wasn't okay to kneel for Black people. Now it's not okay to link arms for unity. It just goes to show you, like y'all have said, there's a certain demographic, especially out there in Kansas City, that is always going to boo this stuff. They're always going to have a problem with it. They want you to stick to sports. They want you to shut up and dribble. They don't want us to discuss this segment right now. They want us to keep talking about the great football games that we saw. But the reality of the world is you can't turn on sports. You can't turn on a sports show. You can't listen to a sports podcast without getting some type of dose of reality, because newsflash, these players, these coaches, these athletes that we all celebrate, that you want to go buy their jersey, you want to go celebrate their name or get this piece of memorabilia or whatever and celebrate the team, they all feel a certain type of way about this stuff. And they all have the right to speak out about it as citizens, just like you or me. They clock in and out just like you or me. So if they want to use their platform to speak on something that means something to them, they have that right, especially when the league is backing them. This isn't even a thing where it's like you have players that want to kneel and some players that don't want to kneel. We had the entire team get together with the other team and link arms as a show of unity, not a show for Black Lives Matter, not a show for the Democrats or the Republicans, a show for unity, something that is missing in this country right now, something that we seriously need, and it got booed. So if you were booing, you should think long and hard about what you really want this country to be and look like, because you obviously don't want unity.
See, now I think you're 100% right. That's why they're booing. They don't want unity. They want that separation. They want things to remain. I could talk about this for ages, but you're 1,000% right, man.
Yeah, the biggest thing I almost wonder is just like, man, I see the bigger picture of this whole thing. I get why the players did what they did, and I see why they wanted to take an extra step in doing what they were doing. Because let's not forget, man, everything that you see going on, like those players, they basically negotiated for that. They had a standoff with the leaders of the NFL, basically like, hey, look, this is our demands. This is how we're moving forward. And also, let's not forget, like, a lot of these leagues are getting behind this now, and the NFL was literally the last one to do it. The first one to shun it, and now the last one to go turn around and go completely full circle. And man, let's just remember like why they're doing it, And was it done for the right reasons? Probably not. I had the pleasure of speaking with Bob Lee earlier today from ESPN Outside the Lines, and he said something with me. It was actually a bar, so I'm gonna share it. And he says, often the right things will happen, but often for the wrong reasons is how they get done. That's technically what's going on right now. So I'm glad that we're shedding light on the situation. I'm glad that the athletes are taking a step forward and being like, hey, look, this is our non-negotiables, and this is how we're moving forward. We want to bring awareness to this. And they use their platform for it, and the face of the NFL did it. So I think it was a powerful statement, regardless of how the irony of the situation played out and the lack of silence therefore of. But that kind of, I want to keep going on this a little bit. It's kind of deep, and I'm kind of feeling it. So I'm gonna keep on going with this. I want to talk about another young superstar that's been using her platform as an opportunity to basically speak out on everything that's going on right now, and it's coming from a girl that's actually a very shy young lady, but a very talented one, Naomi Osaka. Probably my new favorite athlete right now, for all the right reasons, really, because not only has she been literally dominant on the tennis court, she's basically on the verge of being the next big thing. Like, she probably already is the next big thing. Serena, Venus, that level. And the beautiful thing about it is I feel like people actually, whether they're going to embrace it or not, she's on that next level of icon superstar. So I wanted to ask y'all, what's y'all thoughts on Naomi Osaka? Is she the next superstar? But also, what do you think about how she's coming out and representing for the culture?
Look, I love Naomi. I mean, I'm glad she's kind of carrying I ain't say carrying the torch. I don't feel like Serena's really passed the torch yet. But when Serena does pass the torch, Naomi will be there to carry it, and will carry it the right way. I love it. I mean, was this her third Grand Slam? She's only 23 or 24. Yeah, she's an up and coming star, and you know, it meant a lot that she had a different mask with a different name for each match, which lets me know two things. She thought about this. She thought this through. This wasn't some spur of the moment situation, and she knew she was going to win. And I love that level of activism. I love that level of athlete. It showed confidence and being unapologetic in both venues. And that's kind of what sports does. Right? Ultimately, it ties that culture, what I'm saying, to that athlete, to that entertainment, and kind of brings everybody together. And I think she made the point that tennis brings so many eyes worldwide that a lot of people might not have known the names of a Trayvon Martin and the likes. But hopefully you will Google that. If you're way somewhere out in Spain or France, maybe you don't know exactly who these people are, but maybe you would Google that and, hopefully join the cause. So I love her. I love what she did. And she needs to keep doing your thing.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I love what she's doing. I love how she's using the platform, like you were saying, worldwide. This will bring more attention to it than, just NBA players in Orlando. Not that that's not a good thing as well. But basically, man, what I want to say about this is if you're hating on this young lady, then you need to look in the mirror, bro. Like, if you're hating on her, you really need to look in the mirror. Like, she's young. She's using her platform for what she wants to do, and she's winning. So at the end of the day, you have a problem with somebody who's winning because you are a loser. So that's really all it comes down to. If you have a problem with this young lady, you're a loser, straight up. She's winning, and you can do what you want when you win. So salute to her. Keep pushing forward and keep doing it for the culture.
Hey, that's a fact. That's a fact. You can do what you want when you win, honestly. And what's interesting is there's been a lineage of black female tennis pros that have really done well. And I'm not gonna give you the answers. Just Google them. Just Google them. Or May Washington, Althea Gibson. Just Google these names, and you'll realize that Venus and Serena and Naomi, Coco, like these aren't the only great minority female tennis players. But I love what's going on.
Yeah,
Matter of fact,
nah.
but I'll tell you the one thing I do hate, man. And we're at a point in society where athletes, people that have trained all their life to play essentially a game, have to bear the burden and carry the cross of social activism. And honestly, it's everyone's job, right? But their platform puts them in a position where they have a little more weight. And it kind of sucks for them in a way because I don't think anybody grew up. I'm not gonna say anybody, but I don't think a lot of athletes grew up doing suicides and running drills, thinking about how you would have to protest when you won. You know what I mean? How you would have to basically take a stand for everyone when you won. But heavy is the head that wears the crown. A lot of people are doing it the right way. The NFL is not, like you said, Scruff. It's the right way, the right thing, the wrong way.
I feel you on that. I feel you on that. I feel like a lot of the athletes today, though, tend to make it a point that they want to protest and they want to show support for this, not just because, they run their drills and they do all their stuff for athletes, but when they're done doing that, when they step off that court or off that field, they're no different than you and me. When they're driving their nice car and they get pulled over and they get treated a certain way, or when Brandon Marshall tries to move into a new house and the owners don't, or the people that run the gate don't let him in and call the police to see if it's really his, stuff like that. That's why they do it. That's why I think a lot of them do it. Because at the end of the day, man, this certain pigment, this skin tone, apparently in America gets you treated a certain way, no matter what level you get to, no matter how much you succeed. That's been proven. We would all like to think that it's different, but it's been proven otherwise. So I think that's why a lot of the athletes tend to do it. But you're right, heavy is the head that holds the crown, because Lord knows when you're doing all that training, you're not thinking about all that other stuff while you're doing it. But when you get to that spot, you got to represent. And a lot of our athletes are doing it right, even when their leagues aren't supportive of them. Shout out to Kenny Stills. Shout out to Eric Reed. We've been mentioning the NFL hasn't been in support, but there's some great brothers out there that have been doing some real work, despite the fact of the NFL not always being in fully support.
Right. At the end of the day, you're black before you're an athlete, right? You're Latino before you're an athlete. You are what you are before you're an athlete. So yeah, keep if you're out there doing it for the right reasons, keep pushing, man. If you're not, change yourself.
And while
Adjust, take a little
we're
break.
on the subject of doing it for the right reasons, shout out to all the white athletes. Shout out to all the white athletes that want to get down and actually help and push for change and be involved. It's more than just showing your solidarity. Like some of these athletes might not want to kneel. That's fine if you don't want to kneel. Are you actually being involved? Are you working with your teammates and going out into the communities and doing stuff? Because you have the opportunity to do it just as well as they do. And I know there's a few of them out there that do. They probably don't always get the spotlight when they do, but shout out to those guys that are actually serious about the cause and not just doing something for show.
Definitely. Shout out to those guys because it's uncomfortable, man. I think that's the biggest thing about these type of conversations, and that's why people tend to shy away from them, especially like the whole national anthem thing. And waiting, people waiting for football. They get, they getting cranky. They ain't get their football yet. Like it's uncomfortable, for some folks to talk about it. So like that's the thing. Like you got to make it. It's uncomfortable for us too. Like to go through it, right? So like it's gonna be uncomfortable. So I think that's the biggest thing about it. And like sometimes, like legitimately, I walk in. I think I was with G actually. We were going to a car dealership, and I had this shirt on. Right, and he's like, "Yo, this, the tension's gonna be kind of thick." I'm like, "Man, hell out of here, man! They worry about my shirt, like this making people uncomfortable. Well, it's good because I'm uncomfortable. I hope y'all are just as uncomfortable as I am. You feel me? And this is a conversation that we need to have, and we need to have these discussions. And that's the whole point of the situation. So I appreciate people like Naomi Osaka that's coming out there, without saying much, but making.
Oh, it looked like we lost Scruff there
A
for a
little
second.
technical difficulties.
But no, to finish off Scruff, like people tend to forget that even the American anthem was one of the most racist songs in the world. Like they had to re-edit it so that way it was modern for us people of color to even pledge to it. And people now are like, "Oh, you're disrespecting the flag." Nah, man, this country has been disrespecting people of color for such a long time. It's not even funny. At this point, it's just ridiculous. For them not even to look back and look at it and do their research.
Hey, there was another big moment with Naomi, man. I don't know if y'all caught that, but her boyfriend, Corday, formerly YBN Corday, up and coming rapper. After she won the title, she's there with the Kobe jersey, still representing. I love this girl, still representing with the Kobe jersey. And he's there. They're a couple. They're up and coming power couple, it looks like. But he has the middle finger out, and it rubbed a lot of tennis fans the wrong way. How do you guys feel about that? It was just a picture, man. But
I'm gonna be honest. I love it, and I love it for all the wrong reasons. Is ignorant as hell. Is not classy, if you will, and I could definitely see it rubbing the tennis fans the wrong way. But something tells me that was the point. Something tells me that was the point, man. Y'all wanted to hate on her for doing her political stunts, right? This is where, and I'm not trying to get too hype about it right now, man, because it gets me worked up. But this is where I get pissed off. They want to tell her to keep politics out of the sport, motherfucker. Those people have passed away. Those people have passed away. This is not politics. This isn't political. This is about having simple empathy for people that have died. That's all she's doing is asking for people to pay attention to this and have a little bit of empathy. She's not telling you not to vote for somebody. If you still want to be ignorant and go vote for somebody, she didn't tell you not to do that. She just said have empathy for these people. So the whole take the politics out of that, that's why I like the picture, because that's all I got to say to that. You want to take the politics out, like that's like it's not political. It's not political.
So that does speak to what Scruff was saying and making people uncomfortable and enforcing that conversation.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That actually, I was gonna, I like to present myself well. I consider these things. I consider, optics, and I was thinking, like, in my heart of hearts, like, man, you gotta be careful with that kind of stuff. Yo, I feel you, bro. You sold me, bro, for real. Yo, at this point, that's like the theme of the year, bro. That's my theme this year. Is I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna be unapologetic about it, like, and I love it. I love that energy, like Naomi, keep it going. Corday, fuck it. Yeah, I feel you, bro. Like, yeah, making people uncomfortable. That surely will make people uncomfortable. I know the tennis people in the world, they're gonna see that, whatever. They're gonna say what they're gonna say. but that's cool. They still talking. You know, you ain't made it if you don't got no haters. You know, that's real shit.
Nah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Hey, but matter of fact, go ahead, G. I want to hear what you got to say before I give my 2 words on
Man,
this.
I'm the most ignorant person in here, so I'm gonna just keep this real short and sweet, man. I don't care, man. He could tuck the deuces, throw a middle finger there. He could hit him with the jaw pose bent down. You know what I mean? He could do all that, man. I don't care. It's tennis, man. Talking about picture. I might hit you with the AI. We're talking about a picture, a post-championship picture. Man, come on now, y'all. These people are reaching so way through up the middle finger, man. I done seen people do wild shit with trophies. But throwing up a middle finger ain't the worst of it. Go ahead, young fella. Do what you gotta do. You heard?
Hey, look, I feel all of y'all, but I'm a little split on this. And I do see where you guys are coming from, and I do agree. And I love to see young people bucking traditions, creating their own lane. You know what I'm saying? Basically, just not going with the status quo, because as adults, as we age, right, we lose some of that. We kind of conform a little bit. So I love to see young people. It kind of makes me feel young again. But at the same time, I didn't like it. It wasn't his moment. He didn't go out there. He didn't win. He didn't win. I'm a big believer in letting people have their moment when they earn their moment. You know what I mean? Don't come to my high school graduation and announce you got accepted into grad school. All right. Don't come to my engagement party and propose to your girl. Like, don't take away from my moment. And I felt like, to a certain extent, where she controlled the narrative, now he kind of inserted himself into that situation. He kind of tied himself to something that was uniquely hers. And I just didn't, I'm not gonna say I didn't appreciate that, but I felt like it wasn't his place. But again, they're young, you're gonna make mistakes. That's how you learn. You got to go out here and make mistakes to learn. So I'm not mad at him, but hindsight, I don't think he'd do it again, and I don't think he should do it again.
Yeah, I think
Hey,
he's probably
T,
going.
you're not
Hear about it
wrong.
behind closed doors.
You're definitely not wrong, T. It's definitely it wasn't the best move, and I mean I agree with everything you're saying, for the simple fact that it's really just going to cause more trouble. It's not gonna help push any positivity forward. It's just going to be something that the people on the other side want to pick at and
Right.
try to tear down.
Facts. If I want to jeopardize my sponsorships, you know what I'm saying, my endorsements, then let me do that, right? You don't just jump in and take that. I mean, unless a conversation was had, then fine. But I feel like that was kind of a spur of the moment. He was caught up. He was happy. I'm happy that he was happy. It's Black love. I love that he loves her. But just got to dial it back a little bit right there, young fella. Wasn't your moment, man. You
Man,
do
he
it at your
trying to sell a
Grammy
mixtape,
speech.
man. Young boy trying to sell a mixtape. T, come on now, man.
He
Right.
trying to sell a
Trying to sell a
mixtape.
mixtape,
And
man.
you know that's gonna be the
He
cover.
trying to
You
hit the
know that's gonna be
billboard.
the cover, dog. That's gonna be the
See, you
cover of
right
that
though.
shit.
You right, it wasn't his moment
Young
though.
boy,
You know how it wasn't
what?
his moment? Because I had to Google him. I'm like, who is that? Oh, this rapper boyfriend. I never even heard of dumb boy. I heard of Naomi Osaka though. I ain't never
I mean,
heard of Corday. I
guy's
actually
talented.
seen him on a Gunna track once or twice. It looks familiar. I might have heard of him
It
before.
looks familiar.
Yeah. He's actually a DMV guy a little bit. I think he worked out here Fridays or something before he got big. But yeah, man, it's good to see Black love though. You know what I'm saying? Expressed in all varieties across all spectrums. So I appreciated that.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day.
Man, let the young boy sell that mixtape, man. He be alright. We be alright. What Cameron said, people get shot every day, B. You be alright. He be alright.
Hey man, look, if he's selling albums and she's winning titles, hey, next Jay-Z and Beyonce or something, man. Make it work. Be a power couple. Do your thing. But
Right.
let's keep it pushing. Let's get to our final segment. It's the what are you watching? You know what I'm saying? I think last time we talked about this segment, I think we threw out some good ones. P Valley was one that was out there. There was a couple of other good ones. Right now, what's everybody watching, man? Somebody's watching something good. Who?
Let me start this one.
Go ahead.
I'm watching Snowfall. I know this is I'm pretty old to it, but I just got Hulu for free via Verizon, and
Okay.
Snowfall is like one of the first things I started watching. That's literally crack on TV. Literally crack on TV.
I feel you. I haven't started watching Snowfall, but you know what I'm saying? That's big that you're watching a streaming provider on a cable network. We're not giving y'all no more free plugs, all right? But I haven't started watching that, so I should pick that up too. I do have Hulu. Rome, what you got over there?
Man, I haven't had too much time because I got busy at work and football season started, but I'm starting up on Umbrella Academy, man. I believe y'all were talking about that show last time.
Yeah.
It sounds lit. It's right up my alley. I'm into superheroes, that whole genre. And I actually been hearing a lot of people talk about this, so I'm kind of late, but I'm gonna try to knock out season 1 this week and catch up on season 2.
That's a good one. That's a good one. We definitely talked about that last time we had this. It's one of those shows where I hate that you can binge shows now because it just makes you want the next season so fast. But it's a good one. What you got over there, Scruff? Lean back in the cut. What you got?
Hey man, I'm leaning back in the cut, man. I'm leaning back because I've been watching that Power. You feel me? You gotta lean back. You gotta lean back and peep what's really going on when you watch Power, because there'd be a lot of stuff going on. There'd be a lot of, man. I love it, bro. I love Power, man. I've been a fan of 50 and the production that they've been doing for years now. I was a little concerned when Power killed off my favorite character, Ghost, R.I.P. James St. Patrick, the original Ghost, and now they brought it back, book 2, Ghost. So I don't know. They're keeping the Ghost legacy on. They got Tyreek out there at college. He macking. I'm loving it, bro. They got Mary J. Blige in a cutthroat role. She's like a mob boss or something like that. They got Method Man as a lawyer, and he's like he's like on some Johnny Cochran. Then they got my old young sweet crush from Everybody Hates Chris. I don't even know her name on the show, but Paige Hurd, I think is her real name. Oh my goodness, they got the things. I'm loving the casting. I'm loving it, and I'm starting to. As much as I hated Tariq during the first show, I'm starting to turn the corner on the young Tariq St. Patrick. Definitely check out Power Book 2. You know where to fucking find it. I ain't gonna tell you.
I haven't watched Power either. Is this one I need to watch Power to watch, or can I just jump straight in?
Nah, you definitely need to watch Power. It's like almost a continuation.
I don't know if I can do Power, man. I heard too many mixed reviews about that one, but I believe you. I guess if you're a Power fan, this one will fit the bill for you.
Anything revolving around anybody on the rise and drug dealing is usually a win for me.
Okay, got a scruff. All right, so I'm watching a show. It's no drug dealing, man. Away on Netflix. If you have Netflix, you've probably at least seen that they're trying to market this one. This is their next big show. The star character is Hilary Swank, $1 Million Baby herself, Academy Award winning actress. It's basically a space travel show. And I came into it, I didn't really have any expectations to it. Just ran out of stuff to watch. P-Valley had finished. So I was just like, let me give this a try. And by episode 2, man, episode 2 had a scene that was so intense, man. I had to realize, like, I wasn't breathing. Like, I had to tell myself, all right, breathe now, breathe. Like, obviously, space travel is dangerous, but this show is deeper than space travel. What happens is you get to learn this international crew. They have a China astronaut. It's about 5 of them. A guy from India, I believe. A black guy who's the leading botanist. He's not really an astronaut, but they're trying to get to Mars. He's going to plant some stuff on Mars, but it's essentially a journey to Mars. I think the U.S. is going to try to do it in the next 5 or 6 years, but it's a great show. I don't want to spoil it at all. Netflix has another banger. This is in the same vein, same tier as Stranger Things. It's one of those shows where they can kind of hang their hat on it. And just if you start it, I guarantee you're gonna love it, man. If you don't love it, tweet me, at me. I don't know, man. I'll pay for your Netflix subscription for that month, man. That little $9-10. I got you. Trust me, you're gonna love it.
Share the password and username.
No, we're not sharing no password. You're not gonna mess up my queue, but I'll pay you. I'll pay your subscription for the month.
Okay, big baller T.
Nah, you gonna love it, man.
I like it. Some good selection.
Can I give her one more?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, talking about Netflix, right? You guys are watching Cobra Kai. That's pretty dope. If you guys watch Karate
Cobra
Kid,
Kai.
All right.
is a continuing story of when both the young adults now become old men, and now they have a set of group of karate kids they got to train, and it's just awesome. I believe Netflix has 2 seasons so far. A third is on the way. If you want to catch up on it, Cobra Kai is like a must. It's a good watch. Not bad.
I'm
Like,
glad you brought
Okay.
that one up, man. I noticed my kids watching that one. So I sat down and said, hey, man, what y'all know about Karate Kid? They know the Jaden Smith version. They don't really know the whole backstory with Miyagi and Daniel's son. And I'm looking like, all right, man, I'm trying to teach him Daniel Caruso, LaRusso, whatever his name is. That's Daniel's son. And what I realized is, personally, I just don't care what happened after he grew up. You know what I mean? He's looking washed. I think he's a girl dad now. Like I realized, I just didn't care.
come on, T. You gotta think about the nostalgia of it. It's fucking awesome. It just brings back kid memories about it. Like, oh shit, wax on.
The nostalgia.
The
No,
nostalgia of
I
it
think I
all.
wanted
It's
to
just
see
like
him
a first watching it.
fighting again. I thought he'd be in shape, and you learned under Miyagi. He looked washed, man. What was he selling cars or something?
Ah, you've been watching. You've
I
been
told you, my
watching.
kids
You got
watching.
you hooked.
This man,
I bet you're done with season 2, aren't you?
bro, as a guy that did karate as a kid, man, it just reinforces that quitting karate was a great thing to do, man. This guy was a great martial artist, and now he's selling used cars. I made a
You still
small.
got your white belt?
Nah, I made it up to like I think I was purple. I fought in tournaments and all
Yellow?
that, like traveled. I was pretty good. Yeah, I got a bunch of big trophies. I will say this: out of all the sports, man, karate gives you the biggest trophies. A third place trophy is going to be like huge, man. A first place trophy is going to be about 4 feet tall. They make it look like you won a damn Kumite in blood sport, man. really, what it was is it was just me being athletic, beating up some white kids. But I mean,
Wow.
just to be honest with you, that's kind of what it was for me. But I did Taekwondo and Kempo, so it really I watched it and yeah, I didn't.
You hear
I'll
that,
give it a
people? If
try.
you need a bouncer, hit up T. He got you. He got you for them late night brawl.
You know what I'm saying? I wanted to see people catching flies with chopsticks and all that, man. But
Ah!
I don't know.
Everybody loves kung fu fighting.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
It seemed like a teen drama, man. The guy from Cobra Kai, he was kind of disrespecting the kids in the dojo and talking to them all crazy. I said, man, this is 2020, man.
T's a
We don't treat
fan.
kids
T's
like
a
this anymore.
fan.
Nah.
How's this on the air?
Oh man. So I mean, we got a suggestion nonetheless. T not feeling it, but hey, we got 5 suggestions out there. Something for y'all to watch at home. Of course, when y'all not watching us or when you're not watching sports, which I'm sure many of y'all probably diving into that Game 7 action right now. We gonna leave that. We gonna leave that just there. I know the fellas would love to come and jump on there. But yo, I'm sounding off. I want to let y'all know if y'all would like my hat. I have this hat. I have like thousands of them, and I want to share them with y'all at a low cost. Go to GoodAssSports.com and hit the shop section and go ahead and get you some gear, bro. It's fall season. It's dad hat season. Go ahead and get wavy, man.
And can I get that autograph? Can I get the official Scruffstradamus autograph hat?
Yeah, absolutely. If you want it signed, just have to ask, man. That's all you have to do. Download the app for me as well. I will definitely sign it if you download the app.
Hey, anybody in that fantasy league, man, if y'all want some gear, better your chances when you play me. I'm handing it out free if you get that dub. That's a big if, though. That's a big if. G will tell you it's not that easy to beat me. He got me in one league, but not the other league. So,
hey,
I got him in the one that matters,
man.
people. I got him in the league. I got him in the gas league. The dynasty
I got
don't count, man.
Scruff out of there too. I forgot. That's something we didn't talk about, man. And we should talk about. We have an 18-team league, man. It's the pros from Gas versus the Joes. You know what I'm saying? The fans. And we're gonna be posting. We're gonna be talking about these matchups and these standings. I know my boy Hansel. Shout out to my boy Hansel. He beat me by 2 points. You know, thanks to a kicker McManus. You know what I'm saying in week 1. But shout out to everybody that signed up, everybody that participated. Best of luck to you. And stay tuned, man. Stay tuned.
Hey, and P.S. I'm looking for a running back. If y'all out there, I'm looking for a running back.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for a tight end this week, I'm gonna give you a sleeper, and you're gonna like this, Rome. Logan Thomas is gonna be the sleeper tight end for this week for me. If you're looking for a tight end, and most tight ends aren't valuable, but this man is a beast. After watching him against Philly, that man is like a fucking another lineman, but for the offensive side, and just dominating. He caught 4 of the 8 targets. Look out for Logan Thomas. He's gonna be a stud. If you're looking for a tight end, look out.
So
I like how you took us to the fantasy corner out of nowhere, bro.
Yeah.
Bonus.
You just wrote this into the Chiefs fantasy corner. Logan. Man, Washington tight end. I'm going the opposite way. I'm going the opposite way. Play any tight end against Troy Apke and the Washington football team. I'm going the entire opposite way. I know the Cardinals don't play tight ends, so play a slot guy, Christian Kirk. I think he had a bad week against the 49ers. This is his week. Those safeties are average at best. Christian Kirk is my sleeper for the week.
Hey, T, I agree with you. Troy Apke is not a starting free safety in this league, and you probably should play whoever he's going to be matched up against. But that was some bad advice because we got Kendall Fuller coming back this season or this game, and he's going to take care of Christian Kirk in that slot. I wouldn't worry too much about Christian Kirk.
Hey, Cardinals run 4 wide. It's going to be 2 slots. Somebody's going to win.
Oh man, I can't wait till week 5 so then the Washington football team can be 1-4 and we could be like, damn, remember when Rome said they was big hot shit?
We were doing bold predictions.
How silly.
Right?
How silly.
We were doing bold predictions, right? And I was gonna save this for the Hell to the Culture podcast, but I'm calling it now. By the end of the first 4 weeks, the Washington football team will be 3-1. 3-1. Washington football team, 3-1. Our only loss will come to the Ravens. I'm calling it now. We beat the Cardinals and we beat the I forgot who's in between it, but we got them too. 3-1 Washington football team. Bold prediction.
That's certainly a bold prediction, but nobody predicted this. This is live right now. It looks like Denver is going to put the Clippers away. It's 5 minutes left. And it's a 13-point lead, and Jamal Murray is not letting up. And I don't know what we say about PG and Kawhi after this one, but Jokic and Jamal Murray are looking like they're going to bury these guys.
I know what we stopped
saying. About to be on
saying.
the first thing smoking to Milwaukee.
We stopped saying that they're the best team in LA. We can finally stop that nonsense. We're not even going to get the matchup. We're not even going to get to see the matchup.
Man, we're gonna have this. Oh man, Paul George just shot a shot off the side of the backboard. I think that's going. We need to end it right there, man. He looked like he's trying to end it. We gonna end it. Hey, download.
Ladies and gentlemen, Heat and 5. Heat and 5.
Playoff P. Download the Gas app. Download the Gas app. Download the Gas app, man. If you want those alerts, if you want those articles, man, you want all the content in one place. You don't got to look around. You don't got to pop the Twitter here and there. Get the app. Just make it easy on yourself, man. And, rate us. If you think we're 0 stars, give it a 0. If you think we're 5, give us a 5. I know you won't think it's a 0, though. I know you won't. That's why you're here with us right now.
You feel me? If you don't know, hey, you play the Gatorade, give us that 5.
Hey, and subscribe to the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to Hell to the Culture podcast. We got 2 coming every week. So you can just content. Stop losing your fantasy games. A lot of you guys are on 1 out there. I had 5 leagues. I'm 4-1, and I lost by 2 to Hansel. So, hit me up for fantasy advice. I won't charge you. I'm a nice guy.
Yeah, stay tuned for the power rankings too. Rome got some power rankings for y'all. Y'all want to get controversial? That's his at right there.
Yeah, we're gonna be dropping those weekly. Yeah, man. If you're a Browns fan, you might not be too happy this first week. Neither you Giants fans might not be too happy either. If you're in the tri-state area, I apologize in advance.
Hey, well, you know what time it is. It's only right. We got a 5th man coming in from virtually, but we're gonna close it out
like coming in from Dubai. Judging by the profile picture, you like coming in from Dubai.
Bryce on the gas business trip out in Dubai. Maybe I don't know, man.
Gas got fans in every lane. I appreciate you, your pilot speaking.
Absolutely.
Hey, but we've been trying to end this thing for 10 minutes. Let's go ahead and end this thing the right way, like we always do. Let me hear you say sports for the culture.
Deportes por la cultura.